What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James, shoot!
.com, and we got Margot
Robbie.
We have
Domhnall
Gleeson.
Yeah.
In
Goodbye, Christopher Robin.
The Story of Pooh Bear.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, this is a movie that I did not really see much about. It was kind of one of the things I got invited to. Its critic screening is now has become close to the end of the year, and you know, I went and saw this kind of, but. Little backstory, I'm a huge Winnie the Pooh fan. I love Winnie the Pooh. I've always been like, the things that I liked as a kid, I've always still liked. Like, I was really excited when they redid Winnie the Pooh a few years ago. They made a new movie and I thought it was great, and you know, who doesn't like Winnie the Pooh? I didn't see
that one. Was it good?
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's hard not to like Winnie the Pooh. Part of the movie is explaining like how this, the writer of Winnie the Pooh reminded everyone after the war, World War I, how to be happy. And that's true. Like, you watch Winnie the Pooh, it's hard not to smile and just be happy with it. But anyway, so yeah, this is kind of the origin story of how Winnie the Pooh was written, the original novel, after World War I. A playwright came after World War I back to the UK, was out of ideas, really just wanted to kind of stop the war, and in this time is hanging out with his son a lot. And in this time being with his son, who carries around a bear, a donkey, a tiger, a piglet. Yeah, even Margot Robbie, even like the first time you see the stuffed animal, which are all on display, they talk about that too, like the actual stuffed animals that you see. Not the exact, but you would see the stuffed animals in the intro to the show back in the day when you would go through the child's room and then you'd go into the store. You would see the like very similar looking stuffed animals. Anyway, this story is much more about Winnie the Pooh, though. There's quite a heavy story here about post-traumatic stress. The writer of Winnie the Pooh suffers from when he comes back from World War I. There is this different world, kind of. You know, I see a lot of people seeing this movie and being really confused by a lot of behavior because Margot Robbie and Domhnall Gleeson don't treat their son very well, and they don't really interact with them. He calls them by their first names. He has a nanny, and the nanny kind of watches them while they go out and just handle life. And the whole movie is about this really awkward time where the author of Winnie the Pooh has to hang out with his son, and in these moments where they're just like so awkward, they don't really get along, and in this move. To where we would eventually find the inspiration for 100 Acre Woods, these two find this bond. And while I think, of course, it kind of taps into that little sappiness that all of us gets us, I think this movie has some really solid emotion. I think there's some really good stuff here. I think Gleeson is very good. I think the young boy who plays the inspiration of Christopher Robin, whose real name is Christopher Robin, but he ended up not going by that name, was really good, and I find this movie to be kind of heartfelt, you know, just kind of this movie that will make you smile. And while I think it addresses some really heavy themes, I also think it just really executes itself very well.
How did Margot Robbie do?
She's good. She's not as present in the movie as everyone else, but Margot Robbie plays more of a conflicted character, a mom who's really especially distant to her son, you know, where the father kind of begins this bond, the mother's kind of distant, but she does have feelings towards her son. She just doesn't really show them. It's in this time where showing your emotions and hugging your children isn't like the normal thing. But I think she's quite good in this movie when she's on screen, particularly later in the film when things get very emotional. But I mean, if you want, what'd you say? Oh, Gleeson's really good. Yeah, I mean, we were talking recently, and I said, like, I don't think I've seen a movie where I didn't like him in. You know, Ex Machina, Star Wars, everything I see him in, I really enjoy him. Sorry. But I think this is a movie that I think most people could go and enjoy. It's not a movie you have to be a fan of Winnie the Pooh. It's not a movie you need to know anything about. I think it's actually quite interesting for anyone to go in here and find out the origin story, because there is a lot of sadness and tragedy behind these books that made the world happy. Winnie the Pooh is still household name, was made really out of PTSD and this father-son bond. I mean, it's pretty wild, but very good, especially if you're looking for that movie that's going to make you cry and really kind of hit the heart. I think this might be for you.
I always thought Winnie the Pooh was original Disney character.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know it was
one of the you know, there are a few stories that kind of have been really made famous by Disney, but of course, most of them were written in long before.
Did not know that.
And I don't know when the show or the movie debuted. I would assume in the 60s or 70s. I believe the first movie was in the late 70s. I could be wrong about that. I could be getting that confused. But these books were, post World War One. So
Did not know that.
Yeah. So very touching story, good performances. A movie that I don't think will make my top 10 per se, but I think it was one that I was like really glad to see, and that was kind of a small surprise.
Love it. We also did 2 more reviews.
Yeah, for something completely different, Jigsaw. And
Saw Part 8.
Yeah, Saw Part 8. After a 7-year hiatus. And then we have All I See Is You, the new film for Blake Lively. So make sure to go check out that. If you want to learn some interesting stuff, go check out this guy's channel because he'll teach you some really interesting stuff. Next week, we return to the Marvel Universe, heading to Ragnarok for one of the most anticipated superhero movies of the year, and Thor Ragnarok. Make sure to join us here at AMC Town Square at 10 o'clock.
Full house.
It's going to be a full house. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. If anyone's seen any of those trailers, it just looks like a good time. So make sure you're here.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and hit us up on social media.
Of course.
And let us know, hey, I want to watch the movie with y'all because you guys are a lot of fun.
And it's a private theater. No strange people. No texting. No talking. Everyone's really good. Everyone's there to have a good time and watch the movie.
Plus, Jason Sin will be there.
Oh, and Mr. James Shue.
What else do you need?
I don't know.
Other than the fact knowing.
Mr. Kent Wong will be there. That's what you need too.
I love Kent Wong.
We all love Kent Wong.
JasonSim.com is known as
the Film Lovers website.